Welcome to the Book Prism, where we uncover the best lessons from life-changing books. Today, we're diving into Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, a story of pushing past limits and transforming pain into power. We'll explore Goggins' tough childhood, his rise to becoming a Navy SEAL, and the powerful lessons like the 40% rule and callousing the mind. Get ready to unlock your potential. Let's dive in. David Goggins' story begins with a childhood filled with unimaginable pain. He grew up in a home dominated by an abusive father, enduring physical and emotional torment daily. As if that wasn't enough, his family faced constant financial struggles, moving from place to place, leaving David with no sense of stability or safety. On top of this, he experienced relentless racism growing up in small-town America, where he was often singled out and humiliated. These early experiences pushed him into a dark place, filled with fear, insecurity, and self-doubt. But here's what makes Goggins' story remarkable. He didn't let this broken start define him. He chose to take responsibility for his life, even when the odds were stacked against him. It's from these ashes of struggle that his incredible journey of resilience and transformation began. One of the turning points in David Goggins' life was when he created what he calls the accountability mirror. At a low point in his life, overweight, directionless, and working a dead-end job, he decided it was time to confront himself with brutal honesty. The accountability mirror became a tool for change. He'd write down his biggest flaws and goals on sticky notes and place them on his mirror. Every day, he'd look himself in the eye and face the uncomfortable truth. He was the only one responsible for fixing his life. Instead of sugarcoating his weaknesses, he used the notes to remind himself of the work that needed to be done. Whether it was losing weight to join the Navy SEALs or studying to pass the ASVAB test, the mirror kept him grounded and accountable. This concept teaches us an important lesson. Growth starts with owning your flaws and taking small, consistent steps to overcome them. At one point, David Goggins weighed nearly 300 pounds, stuck in a cycle of unhealthy eating and self-pity. His dream of becoming a Navy SEAL seemed impossible. But when he hit rock bottom, Goggins made a life-altering decision. He was done being a victim of his circumstances. With just 3 months to lose over 100 pounds and meet the SEAL weight requirements, he pushed himself into a grueling routine. He cleaned up his diet, started running, and introduced intense workouts, even when his body screamed at him to quit. The process was brutal, mentally and physically. But Goggins discovered something powerful. The more he endured discomfort, the stronger he became. This chapter of his life is a testament to his core belief. When you think you're at your limit, you're only at 40% of your true potential. His journey from obesity to elite fitness proves that with discipline and mental toughness, even the most impossible goals can become achievable. David Goggins' journey to becoming a Navy SEAL is nothing short of legendary. After losing over 100 pounds in 3 months, he barely met the qualifications to enlist. But the real test came during SEAL training, particularly the infamous Hell Week, a grueling 130-hour test of non-stop physical and mental endurance. Goggins didn't just face Hell Week once. He endured it 3 times due to injuries and setbacks. Most people would quit after one attempt, but Goggins refused to let failure define him. He pushed through excruciating pain, fractured shins, and mental exhaustion by focusing on his mission and using his pain as fuel. What set Goggins apart was his mindset. He developed an unbreakable mental toughness by callousing his mind, treating every hardship as a chance to grow stronger. For him, becoming a SEAL wasn't just about physical strength. It was about proving to himself that he could endure anything life threw at him. One of the most powerful lessons David Goggins teaches is the 40% rule. According to Goggins, when your mind tells you you're done, when you feel like you can't go any further, you've actually only tapped into 40% of your true potential. This idea was born from his own experiences of pushing past limits, whether it was during brutal Navy SEAL training or running ultramarathons. Goggins discovered that the mind gives up long before the body truly has to. By recognizing this mental barrier, he learned to override it and tap into reserves of strength and endurance he didn't know existed. The 40% rule isn't just for physical challenges. It's a mindset you can apply to anything in life. work, studies, relationships. The message is clear. When you feel like quitting, push a little further. That's where growth happens, and that's how you unlock your full potential. David Goggins didn't stop at becoming a Navy SEAL. He took his physical and mental toughness to another level by diving into ultra-endurance challenges, events that push the human body and mind to their absolute limits. One of his most notable feats was running the Badwater 135, one of the toughest ultramarathons in the world, where competitors run 135 miles through the hottest place on Earth, Death Valley. Goggins didn't just finish the race, he did it with a broken heart, both literally and metaphorically, after dealing with the emotional pain of losing his friend and fellow runner, Mike. What's striking about Goggins' approach to these challenges is how he uses pain and suffering as tools for growth. Instead of seeing the physical exhaustion and agony as obstacles, he embraced them. He learned that when you push beyond what you think is possible, you discover new layers of resilience and strength. His success in these ultra-endurance races wasn't just about fitness. It was about mastering the mind, shutting down the voice that says, "I can't," and forging an unbreakable will to keep going. Callousing the mind is one of the core principles David Goggins uses to build mental resilience. Just like you build calluses on your hands after repeated physical exertion, Goggins believes you can build mental calluses by intentionally exposing yourself to discomfort, adversity, and pain. For him, this means seeking out challenges that push him beyond his limits. Whether it's physical suffering, like running an ultramarathon in extreme conditions, or enduring emotional hardships, Goggins embraces these experiences as opportunities to toughen his mind. The more you put yourself through difficult situations, the more you learn to tolerate discomfort. You stop seeing pain as something to avoid and start viewing it as a stepping stone to personal growth. Goggins argues that the more you face adversity head-on, the less fear you have of it, and the more resilient you become. In essence, callousing the mind isn't just about pushing through tough times. It's about training yourself to handle any challenge without breaking. It's the key to unlocking a mindset that can endure and overcome whatever life throws your way. For David Goggins, setting goals is more than just having something to work toward. It's a way to ignite discipline and commitment. Throughout his journey, Goggins realized that without clear, concrete goals, he would have no direction, no purpose to drive him through the pain and suffering. But these goals weren't just about ticking boxes or achieving a specific title. For Goggins, they were about pushing the boundaries of what he thought was possible. Whether it was becoming a Navy SEAL, running ultramarathons, or breaking physical records, every goal he set forced him to expand his limits. He teaches us that goals should be audacious, challenging, and something that scares you. Because when you aim high, you'll push yourself harder, and even if you don't hit the target exactly, you'll still make massive progress. What sets Goggins apart is his relentless pursuit of goals. He doesn't let setbacks stop him. He uses them as fuel to refine his focus and strategy. His message: your goals should stretch you, challenge you, and drive you to become someone greater than you were yesterday. David Goggins believes that pain and suffering are not obstacles to avoid. They are essential tools for personal growth. He doesn't just endure hardship, he embraces it, seeing every challenge as an opportunity to build strength, resilience, and character. From the brutal physical demands of Navy SEAL training to the excruciating hours spent running ultramarathons, Goggins uses pain to break through mental barriers. He's learned that when you push your body and mind to their limits, you uncover untapped potential and discover just how strong you truly are. Instead of running away from pain, Goggins encourages us to lean into it. When faced with adversity, he asks himself, how much pain can I take? How much can I endure? This mindset shift turns suffering into a weapon, making it something that fuels rather than breaks you. Through embracing pain, Goggins teaches us that growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from the willingness to face the hard, uncomfortable truths and push through them. In the process, we become stronger, tougher, and more capable of handling whatever life throws at us. David Goggins introduces the concept of the governor, a mental barrier that limits your potential. Just like a governor on a car engine restricts speed, the mind places an invisible cap on how far you can go, how much pain you can endure, and how hard you can push yourself. The problem is, most people don't realize that this governor is self-imposed. It's the voice in your head telling you that you've had enough, that you can't go any further. Goggins' breakthrough moment came when he realized that this mental barrier wasn't real. It was a product of fear, discomfort, and the mind's natural desire to avoid pain. To break through the governor, Goggins learned to override this mental limit by using sheer willpower. Whether it's running an ultramarathon or enduring Navy SEAL training, he forces himself to go beyond the point where most people would quit. The lesson? When you push past what your mind tells you is the limit, you'll discover that there's far more inside you than you ever imagined. Breaking through the governor is about embracing discomfort, shattering self-imposed limits, and unlocking the full power of your potential. As David Goggins progressed on his own journey of self-mastery, he realized that true fulfillment comes not just from personal growth, but from helping others do the same. After enduring extreme physical and mental challenges, Goggins felt a deep sense of responsibility to share his story and lessons with the world. In his own words, he wanted to become a living example of what the human body and mind are capable of. But it wasn't enough for him to simply achieve personal greatness. He wanted to inspire others to break through their own barriers and realize their full potential. Whether through his motivational speeches, books, or simply being there for people in their darkest moments, Goggins used his experiences to empower others. He stresses that the greatest sense of purpose comes from helping those around you, using your struggles to light the way for others who may be facing similar challenges. Goggins shows us that while personal achievement is important, the true measure of success is how many lives you impact along the way. It's not just about becoming the best version of yourself, it's about helping others become the best version of themselves too. As Goggins reached the pinnacle of physical and mental endurance, he came to a profound realization. Living with purpose is what drives true fulfillment. He believes that without a clear sense of purpose, all the accolades and achievements are empty. It's the reason behind the grind, the force that pushes you to keep going when everything else has stopped. For Goggins, purpose isn't just about achieving personal goals. It's about living with intention every single day. It's about being disciplined, pushing through pain, and constantly striving for greatness. Not for glory or recognition, but because it aligns with something bigger than yourself. His purpose evolved from overcoming his own struggles to inspiring others to do the same. He realized that his pain, suffering, and relentless pursuit of excellence were not just for his own growth, but for a larger mission, to help others unlock their potential. Living with purpose, for Goggins, means never settling, never stopping, and always striving to be better, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. It's about making an impact and leaving a legacy that goes beyond the physical and into the realm of the human spirit. If you found David Goggins' story as inspiring as I did, and you want to dive even deeper into his journey, I highly recommend grabbing a copy of Can't Hurt Me. It's packed with powerful lessons that will push you to unlock your true potential. You can find the link to purchase the book in the description below. Don't miss out on the chance to transform your mindset and take on life's challenges head first. Thanks for watching, and remember, the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself.